my merry artist friends. This is Esther Jones, the merry artist, in her storage room studio, coming straight to you from there. And I am very excited today to share with you a little tutorial on skies. Stacy Hannon had requested that, and Stacy, I'm so sorry it's taken me so long, but I wanted to get to it today. So we're going to start out with the topic of skies, because guys, there's all kinds of skies. You can say, I'm having trouble with skies. Well, what kind of skies are you having trouble with? So I'm going to just start today with a simple blue sky, because sometimes we think of that as simple, but it's not. I mean, there's a little bit more to making it look realistic and communicate what you want it to communicate. So we're going to start with that today. All right, I'm going to start with my paper. I am using UArt 400. I bought it in a roll. It's the most economical, and I cut it myself. So there's all kinds of papers, but this is what I'm using today. And I have mounted it on a piece of archival foam core. Not that that matters whenever you're painting, but when you're mounting, that's different. You need archival. I use these over and over again, and I use black artist's tape to secure it along the sides. If you make sure the artist tape doesn't go too far in, then you don't have to fix those edges for framing, because the frame rabbit's going to cover that up. All right, I also am wearing my old blue shirt and my gloves. Why do I wear gloves? I am not worried about toxicity. I am worried about the fact that whenever I'm painting, I get into a habit of wiping my hands over and over again. It slows down my painting, and it also dries my hands out, so that's why I'm wearing gloves. I have discovered that these gloves make a great option for doing a delicate blend. I don't advocate a lot of blending, but these gloves will do some blending without crushing the brilliance of the pastel, in my opinion. So I'm really enjoying them. These are just the cheap ones from the grocery store. They're not the cleaning ones. They're like the medical ones, okay? They're just cheap plastic. And I use them over and over again, so I feel like I'm not making as big an imprint on our garbage situation in the world. All right, so let's get to it. I'm going to choose my palette for the pastels. Okay, so I'm going to try to show you my palette. So these are going to be my sky colors here, the blues. Let me pull them up a little bit so you can see them. The blues, the warm blues and the cool blues. These are cooler, these are warmer. I've got this for just sketching a little horizon line. And this bright yellow is going to be my underpainting, and I'm going to show you why I do that. So let's get started. First of all, you want to make sure, you want to decide whether your horizon is going to be high or low. And that's going to depend somewhat on your reference photo or what the vision that you have in your head. Remember that you don't want your horizon in the middle. You don't want it to cut off right in the middle. It's not a very good composition option unless you're really advanced and you know how to overcome that. So I'm going to choose, because my sky is a focus, I'm going to choose a low horizon down here. And I don't even care what's going on down here today, because I'm going to help you with your skies. I'm going to divide this in half in the middle, because I want to show you the difference between using my favorite kind of underpainting and not using it. So I wouldn't normally do this when I'm painting, obviously. I just want you to be able to see the difference between the side that has the underpainting and the side that doesn't have the underpainting. What's an underpainting? It is? a way to get started. It's that simple. A lot of people get really hooked up on, oh, do I have to have an underpainting? Can I do it? You know, how do I have to do? What's the right way? There isn't one, okay? It's up to you. Experiment with what you like. This is my favorite blue sky underpainting technique. All right, and I'm going to just cover the sky part of my painting with this yellow, bright yellow pastel. Don't be scared. It will work out fine. And then I'm going to use a brush and some isopropyl alcohol. I do like the 91%. Sorry, that's backwards. I do like the 91% because it it dries up really fast. So I'm going to grab one of my brushes up here. It doesn't matter. You can use a cheap brush. Please do. If you're using UART, it's going to eat your brush. I'm going to spray this with a little bit of alcohol, and I'm going to brush it in. Yeah, I got a little green in there. It's not going to matter that much. All right, and I just brush it in, and that is going to dry. And while it's drying, we're going to take on the other side, and that way you'll be able to see what I'm going to do and why I'm going to do it. All right. Blue skies aren't all blue. One of the things that you have to learn to do as an artist is to actually see, to actually look. Use artist kind of words, use color words and value words to describe what you're seeing before you try to paint it. Because in our mind tries to help us. It tries to help us and says, oh, that sky is blue, and we paint the whole thing blue. Well, it's not all blue. Look at it. It's going to be lighter at the horizon. It's going to be bluer and darker up at the top. It's going to have cooler colors up at the top and warmer colors as we come down. So in my palette, I'm going to choose some of these darker colors for the top of my sky. And I'm just going to block it in. I'm not going to worry about covering every little thing. All right, and I'm not going to go all the way down, okay, because I want my sky not to look boring. I want it to look exciting. I'm going to take another medium-hued blue that's a little bit warmer, and I'm going to come over the top of that, maybe going in kind of a different direction, to cover a little bit more of the paper, and I might bring it down just a little bit farther, because as you come down in the sky, if you go outside and look, the color gets warmer. Then I'm going to choose something lighter and go over again. Remember, doing pastels, you have the option of layers upon layers to give you rich color. So, and you can already start to see that my sky is much more exciting. Then, as the sky comes down, as the colors change, they gradate toward a warm color. So I'm taking my lighter colored, warm, maybe called a turquoise color, and I'm going over that. Notice that I'm not making a parfait, not line next to line next to line. I'm mixing them in as I go. And as I go further down, I get even lighter. Notice that I'm gradating it up into that one that I just did. I'm going to pull it even further down in here, almost to the horizon, and then I'm going to choose, I forgot to choose a really warm light color to go. I'm going to add some excitement up here. at the horizon. So let me choose from my pastels over here a really warm, light color. Oh, I think I like this one. I don't know if you can see. It's a light peachy color. And I'm going to come straight up. Try not to pull that green in over here. And I let it be less and less as I go up, but I bring it all the way up into the next couple of layers so that it harmonizes. Now I've got a sky that looks very real. It looks very natural because I have done, I've made it really, what's the word I want? Now I've got a sky that's very natural looking. It's very believable. And I'm going to bring this a little bit closer. You can see what I've done. I'm going to zoom in. You can see the peach at the bottom and the blue at the top. I've got a very believable sky. Okay, what are we going to do with this bright yellow? So let me get started on that. We're going to do exactly the same thing, but I think you're going to see the difference in an excitement and vibrance as we go over this color over here. It's pretty dry, so I'm going to go ahead and begin. We're going to use the same colors. I'm going to start at the top with my deep blue. I'm going to bring it down, 3/4 of the way, and I don't care that I'm covering up the yellow. That I'm not covering up the yellow, sorry about that. I'm going to get my warmer blue and bring it over the top. I'm going to get my warmer turquoise and bring that over the top and bring it down further. Again, I'm touching really lightly, and I'm not covering the whole thing. You can still see the yellow peeking through. I'm going to get the light blue. I'm going to add a little bit of excitement to the top here. And bring it on down in here and even further down. I'm going to take the super light and go almost all the way to the horizon, and then the peach comes up. Notice I'm using the side of my pastel. I'm not drawing, I'm painting. Is pastel painting or is it drawing? It's an ongoing debate. I paint with mine. Alright, so now you have a whole different sky, and the only thing I changed was the underpainting. It's a little bit warmer. It feels to me sunnier. Let me bring it closer to you so you can see the difference. Okay, yellow underpainting here. No underpainting here. And you can just, I'm just going to get closer. If you want that cool feeling, then do it without the yellow underpainting. If you want a more sunnier feeling, then do it with the warm underpainting. That bright yellow is not garish at all once you cover it with the blues. Alright, so I've added some excitement in my sky. It's not normal, it's not a boring blue. And it almost feels like there might be some wispy clouds, but it doesn't feel like a cloudy day. So that's my favorite way to make a simple blue sky. And before I end, I want to tell you that I hope you'll share your art with me. You can email me. I'll put the link in the description below, along with my website where I have a blog that I post my art, my progress, and some other thoughts on. You're welcome to come over there and subscribe, and I encourage you to do so. You can subscribe to this channel, and I'm going to try to be putting up more tutorials slowly but surely. So I'd appreciate you being there for that. I would love to have you as an art friend. That's one of the wonderful things that I've discovered through my art, is that I have a tribe, and it's you. It's you art people, and you really know how I think, and you really get me. I appreciate that. I also, if you really appreciate this video, then I would appreciate a comment, a like, and a share. And I would also appreciate it if you really like it, you really got something out of it, would you go over to my coffee page and buy me a coffee? That link is in the description too. All right, and just a final thought. Making art, I firmly believe making art opens your heart. And it fights against the darkness in the world. And I don't know about you, but the darkness in the world really encroaches sometimes, especially in the last several weeks. So I really want to make more art and fight against that darkness. So I want you to go make some art and bring some light into the world. Happy painting, my merry artists. Okay, and lastly, maybe you're like, well, okay, blue sky, that's boring. I want to know how to do clouds. Hey, that's something I'd like to know too. I was able to make a fairly successful painting recently with clouds in it. Here it is. I'm going to show it to you. I'm pretty proud of this one. It's a beach scene that I painted from a reference photo from a friend. So I hope soon to do a sky with clouds in it for you. Just sunset or sunrise sorts of clouds, because apparently that's the kind I can do.